Welcome to this edition of our SMA International News for the month of October. In this edition we have news from Rome, where we hear news of an ongoing formation programme and also a visit that was made to Burkina Faso. Then to Ireland we hear about the International Fun Day that was organised in St Joseph's Parish in Cork. And lastly to the Republic of Benin, to get a report on the meeting of the SMA-OLA Commission on our common spiritual heritage. To begin this new edition of our SMA International News, we will go to Rome to hear Father Francis Rosario, a member of the General Council, speak about the ongoing formation programme for religious. He will also share with us about his recent visit to Burkina Faso.
I spent over 2 weeks in Burkina Faso this month. Burkina Faso is in West Africa, just above Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, and Benin. Parts of the country are in the Sahara Desert. SMA is not at present here, but we have 4 priests and 2 seminarians coming from the country. For the time being, the territory of Burkina Faso is under the SMA Ivory Coast province. I went to Burkina Faso for 2 reasons. The first one was to participate in an ongoing formation program called Resilience Workshop, designed for priests and religious who are living in stressful and tough situations. We run this program in different countries. 25 priests and religious participated in the program. All of them are working in areas that are troubled by terrorist groups. I was impressed and deeply touched by their commitment, courage, and faith. Including me, we were 5 facilitators for the 2-week program. Secondly, I wanted to explore the possibility of an SMA mission in the country, as recommended by the last plenary council. Father Michel Savadogo, the first SMA priest from Burkina Faso, was one of the facilitators for the ongoing formation program. And we made all the visits together. We met the Cardinal of Ouagadougou, His Eminence Philippe Ouedraogo, the provincial superiors of Woyole Sisters, White Fathers, Redemptorists, and the Superior General of the Sisters of Immaculate Conception. And we gathered their impressions of the pastoral context in Burkina Faso. Challenges due to insecurity are there in various parts of the country. And at the same time, the country is in great need of pastoral agents and missionaries. The church in Burkina is very open to welcome the SMA, and the needs are there. Our discernment and planning continue.
And next we go to Ireland to hear about an International Fun Day that was organised in an SMA parish in Cork. The day brought together people of diverse backgrounds and cultures who came together to celebrate and to show solidarity with the people of Ukraine.
This annual event was suspended because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in September 2022 was a welcome return to normality. It brought together the Ukrainian, Eritrean, Filipino, Indian and Irish in a great spirit of community.
Our effort as a parish to support the people of Ukraine through the SMA Fathers in Poland was a major achievement of our parish for the last 5 or 6 months. And our International Day today was also a great opportunity for all the parish and the cooperation of the hospitals in the area to again put on a very impressive display of solidarity and family community for the church here in Wilton.
Me and my brother from town called Khmelnytsky in Ukraine, we live in here since 2019 in Island Cork. We're part of the volunteers, Ukrainian volunteers, and we really try hard to make this day special for the Ukrainian people and make them proud of themselves and them culture. We really enjoyed the Cork. It was a beautiful experience for us, and I really hope that every Ukrainian person who's gonna come to Cork gonna feel the same way as we felt.
Each of the groups involved brought something of their individual cultures to the event.
My name is Sami. I've been here in Ireland for 13 years. I'm part of the Eritrean community. We are delighted to be here to participate for the Ukrainian fundraise, to participate as a community with other nationalities, with Indian, Ukrainians, and we are delighted to be here.
There are now 48,000 Ukrainians living in Ireland. And fundraisers, volunteers, and the Ukrainian families living here are bringing out goods and trucks to Ukraine.
We are actually going into Ukraine in a few weeks' time, and we are delivering aid. We are driving directly to Kiev. We're going to be distributing aid. As I said, we cannot help everybody, but whatever we can do, with a little help from everybody, tiny bit, everybody does a little bit.
Today, we saw unity in diversity at its best here in Wilton. We came together as an international community. We worked together in Cork University Hospital and in Bon Secours, but today we came together as friends, we came together as families, and we came together as church. Really, really a wonderful International Day here in Wilton. May there be many more of them.
And finally, we go to the Republic of Benin to hear a report on the meeting of the SMA-OLA Commission on our common spiritual heritage. The Vicar General, Francois DePaul, brings us details of who was present and what decisions were made.
From 19 to 26 July in Calavi, Benin Republic, we held what we call the hermeneutic seminar of the SMA-OLA charism. The theme of this seminar was SMA-OLA together for an appropriation of our history and our charism today. You asked me to summarize the proceedings, and I will do this in 3 points. The first one, the participants, who were they? The second one, what did they do? And the second point will be, what did they find? So the first one, the participants. There were 39 in all, 19 SMA and 20 OLA. From various categories. So 4 categories of participants. The first category are the 6 members of the SMA-OLA Commission on the common spiritual patrimony. The second one, some resource persons from our 2 institutes who had been asked to do conduct historical research on our charism. And then the third one, what we call the person contact. I explain. In each country where each of the institutes is present, a person is designated to coordinate the activities carried out during the process that we called en route towards 2026. So some of these people were present at the seminar. And the fourth category of participants, some guests, some invitees, because of their expertise or knowledge of the history of the institute. So these are the participants that we had. The second point, what did the participants do during that seminar? The participants did a thorough work on our charism, a work which was done in 3 phases or 3 moments, taking into consideration the theme of the seminar. So the first moment was how they examined how our founders and their immediate successors lived the charism that has been handed down to us and of which we are the heirs. The second moment how we today, the heirs, live and perceive the missionary charism that has been handed down to us. And finally, the third moment, the confrontation of the results of the two moments, that is to say, the historical reality confronted with to the present reality. And we are talking here of our common charisma. And it is at this moment, this third moment of confrontation, that the hermeneutics or the interpretation takes place. That was the core of the work. This meticulous work allowed us to make interesting discoveries for both institutes, the SMA as well as the OLA. And this leads me to the third point of my summary, the findings of the participant. What did they find? They found that they find three kinds of discoveries. The first one, some element of our charism have fallen away, either because they are no longer relevant to our times today, or because they have been simply forgotten. That's the first kind of things. The second kind of finding, new elements have been introduced into the living out of our charism today. There are new elements. And the third finding, many elements of our charism, our common charism, still exist today, and we thank God for that we have that. And these elements make up our common identity. In fact, the participant in this seminar called it our common identity. It was the core of the message, core of the finding. This common identity, approved and adopted by all, was forcefully underlined in the final communique. And I invite everyone to read the communique, the final communique. I would like to say here that the final mass was presided by the Archbishop of Cotonou, His Excellency Archbishop Roger Mbiji, who was assisted by Bishop of Dasazuma, His Excellency Bishop Francois Nyuhosu. All this was done in a prayerful atmosphere, a family atmosphere, and the atmosphere of interculturality. And we thank everyone. And my appeal is that everyone, it will be good that everyone reads this communique, the final communique. Thank you very much. God bless you.
For further information on that report, go to the SMA International website, smainternational.info. And now for some general news. Father Francois Dupont, the Vicar General of the SMA, was recently on a visit to the District of Canada. He started the visit on September the 26th and will finish on October the 3rd. At the start of the new administrative year in Rome, the members of the General Council met with those who work at the service of the Generalate. The meeting took place in Cappadocia in Italy from the 21st to the 23rd of September, and this set the tone for the work of the year. So that brings us to the end of this edition of our SMA International News for October. We hope that you will join us again next month when we will have new stories and details of SMA OLA mission for you.